Hello, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, Deborah Franklin. Y'all, this week has been amazing and atrocious all at the same time. Y'all, I don't even know what to tell you. It's just been challenging over everything. We have what I tell you tonight has really been challenging. It's been interesting to see how things have been going along. Hey Angel, long time no see. What's up, girl? Thank you for joining us live tonight. Y'all, and tonight I want to talk about for our motivational moment is that you have got to be careful. And I don't even know if I should say careful. So many times we want to hang around in the group. So many times we want to hang around in the crowd. And everybody says, Jesus had disciples. He had 12 different people, 12 different personalities, and you had somebody that doubted, somebody that was ready to fight at all times. And I know I'm quick to say, y'all, I got to have me a Peter in my corner because there are sometimes I'm just not going to say certain things and I'm not going to do certain things. And I already know all I got to do is get a look and they coming out of the gate and they get, I said, oh, y'all walking in that Peter anointed. But you also got to be careful because you got a Judas in your group as well. Because so many times your Judas in the group is the one that kikis and kakas. They might not steal your money, but they try to steal your time, steal your gumption. They try to comfort you right when you least expect it. And that's what you got to be careful with. You got to be careful with those people that are always coming out slick out their mouth and trying to comfort you on a DL way. But then in one breath, they're like, oh, well, I love you. Because remember, Judas even gave Jesus a kiss when he betrayed him. Now, it's not all, somebody was like, well, you just need to get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get them out your group. Sometimes you got to keep the Judas around so you know what everybody else is thinking. Sometimes you got to keep the Judas around so you can stay on your toes and know how to keep on your grind and know what's getting on everybody else's nerves. Because see, they hate you from behind. And we always hear about let your haters be your motivators. Nah, sometimes your haters can hurt your feelings. Sometimes your haters can make you feel some kind of way about a situation. Sometimes your haters are just that. They're there to put you in a place of doubt, put you in a place of disbelief, put you in a place of where you're thinking that you're less than, and you already know that God has called you to greatness. I want you to know that today is the day that you bind those demons out of your life. That you bind that Judas spirit out of your life and let that Judas spirit make you grow and not sink. Let you get more visible and not become invisible. Let that Judas know that baby, I am the head and not the tail, that I am the lender and not the borrower. Let that Judas know that you might have been in the back, but guess what? You getting ready to come to the front. Let that Judas know that, hey, you can't talk. You can talk about me all you want, but now you can't. But thank you. Because see, the more you talk about me, you giving me free advertising, free promotion. Because guess what? I'm still going to shine. I'm still going to prove you wrong. I'm still going to make it to the top of the mountain and still not be out of breath. Now, I might have taken me 4 hours to get there and everybody else an hour, but baby, I still made it. All you got to do, because see, that's what you have to do to your Judases in this season. Don't let them turn you around. Let them make you put a smile on your face. Be like, yes, come for me, please. Because I tell you, this week has been the week that I have been attacked from every direction. And I mean, it's been coming up. People that I hadn't spoken to in 6 months. How the heck you coming for me and you ain't talked to me in 6 months? How the heck you coming for me and I don't even know what you talking about or where you been? But that's a sign. That's also a sign. And no. Let me put it like this. That's when I started going like, okay, God, for real, what's really getting ready to happen? You must be getting ready to really open the door for me because see, you sending these folks thinking I'm gonna get off my game. These folks coming think like I'm supposed to change my mind, like I'm supposed to bow down and show that I'm weak. No, I am strong. I have been called and I have been chosen for this. I am destined for greatness because I know what God has put in me. I know, and you know, the integrity that lies within you. Do not let anybody in this season discourage you with coming to you with foolishness. Don't let somebody bully you into thinking that you cannot make it, thinking that you don't have quality, thinking that you don't have anything within you that is possible to move to that next level, because you got this. You were born for this. And remember, as we always say, your gift will make room for you and put you at the table of great men and women. Because when you have been chosen to do what you are supposed to do, it don't matter what the Judas say. It's all about what's happening at the table. Because never did they say Judas was at the table. Judas was always in the background. And if you can tell me when Judas is at the table making decisions, please let a girl know. Because Jesus made the decision. He didn't even take Judas when he went to pray. He didn't even trust Jesus to stand. He didn't even trust Judas to stand guard. He didn't trust Judas to do nothing but sit back in the back. He took the fool with him to the thing. And the fool I'm talking about, he took Peter. He took the one that was going to cuss, fuss, and fight. See, sometimes y'all knocking out the friend that's going to cuss, fuss, and fight. But I promise you, that's the one I keep closest to me. Because that's the one that's going to keep it real with me. That friend that's going to cuss, fuss, and fight, going to come at you like, look, you know that was a hot mess. They will not be your yes people. And that's where we're going in this season as well. If this is your season for completion, meaning that completion of that project, that completion of that idea, that completion of that book, that completion of that contract, that completion of your move, that completion of building, whatever you are supposed to complete, I know I have deemed and commanded that this is my season of completion. This is my 7. This is my season to complete the things that God has showed me. It's time out for waiting for somebody else to do it. It's time out for waiting for somebody else to open the door. Guess what? You better be ready when that door opens, and when you step in, that you got your stuff together. Because when the devil starts coming at you from all different angles, all different sides, coming from with using somebody that's in your camp to come for you and to betray you, you know that you're getting ready to do something great. Well, all right, guys, if nothing else, I want you to know tonight that you are getting ready to embark upon something great, and you are going to kick it out of the park, and you're going to just be all that and a bag of chips. Well, all right, y'all, I'm excited about tonight. I think this is oh my God, y'all, the relationship series is coming to the end. Now, last week was fire. So if you missed that last week's show, I'm going to wait for my co-hosts because they getting ready to come on. We're going to give you a little snippet of a recap, but we ain't going to tell you all because you missed it. You should have been in the place. Well, all right, guys, right after this messages, I'll have my co-hosts. They are ready. They are in the green room. We're getting ready to bring them up, and we'll be right back. Peace. What's up, ladies?
Hey!
It's ladies night, and the feeling's right. Oh, what a night. Yeah. That's the kind of week I done had. I did just have fun. Because I promise you, I felt like I done had Judas just been up there. Hey, that's you. That's all. Get up. But y'all, I'm so excited. Y'all, these are my co-hosts. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am R.L. Fleming, and I'm the president of Sexy Single Shooting Shots. Hey, y'all.
Hey, and I'm Liana Kendrick. I'm the VP of Sexy Single Shooting Shots.
Y'all, this has been a journey this week. Y'all, we have had some fire shows. If anybody has missed any of these relationship shows, I don't know what to tell them. They just got to go back and find the replays. And last week's show,
what you didn't know, you know now.
Yeah. I talked about it for 2 days afterwards. So
okay, y'all, but for real, she did. For real, she really did. When I tell y'all, she done sent us more stuff about last week's show over the course of these past 2 weeks. I'm like, where was this when we were prepping for the show?
Like, I'm doing a whole
I don't know. It wasn't in my
I was
universe at the
Okay,
time.
no, I was like, are we doing another show?
It's okay. It was just so informative. We needed all the extra stuff.
Mhm.
And you know, guys, if you missed that show, you definitely I was not going to honestly, I was not going to put the show up anywhere else, but you will be able to catch the show in a couple weeks. We will promote it. It'll be live on the KDCP network, and that is on Roku, Fire Stick, and you'll be able to go to kdcp.com to watch it on Conversations with Deborah Franklin, because that's where we are based. After you see these live shows, that's where we go. We are up on the network, y'all. That network is fire. I don't know what to tell you. It's fire. So that is the new home. Well, the new home for Conversations with Deborah Franklin is on the KDCP network. And if you've heard me say about it, I am part owner of KDCP network. So for those of you that are interested in having your own show on the network, you got to make sure you reach out to your girl, because we can hook you up. Okay, I'm sorry. That was like a little, little commercial, little song. But y'all, tonight's conversation, which is this is our 4th episode in the relationship series, y'all. It don't seem like we're about to come to an end. And for those of you that have been watching the relationship series, we're gonna do one more show next week. This is the 3rd show, and the 4th show will be next week, and the next week gonna be fire too. So this week's show is all about how you showing up, girl.
We got to talk to you ladies. You know, we talk a lot about the men and what they do and what they don't do, but this is one of the come to Jesus meetings, honey. We got some things to talk about.
And no hard feelings. You assess yourself. You ain't got to share if you don't want to, but just really, I want to say level up. I hear Sierra and level up. You want to level up. I mean, get to a place where you can say, oh no, I'm healed, I'm happy, and I'm whole. Let's get it.
And this is me. It's time to put that presentation with the best package that you can do.
Yes.
Now, Ariel, you said something that I think that would be an awesome spot to start. Leveling up in how you feel about you.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
To me, man. So if I cry, y'all just catch me.
Oh Lord, no, this is gonna be one of them shows. So go get your tissue and your paper.
So, as a female or as a woman, I think we each feel like, oh, I'm good. I got it all together. I'm living my bestest life. And so I was that woman. I had a circle of friends, and we created the Sexy Single Shooting Shots because we thought all of us were good enough women to have a husband, but we didn't have one. I think one, maybe two of us had previously been married, but it didn't work out. We don't know. I ain't gonna go back to that, but they divorced. So as I started the Sexy Single Shooting Shots, I started realizing, it's some stuff out in these streets I didn't even know existed with women. The way that we think, the way that we act, the way that we are, is damaging or detrimental. And so I started to look at myself and say, how can I improve me? Just for me, because I'm not the woman I thought I was. And so I started improving myself, and it really began with soul searching. How had I been hurt? Whether that was in love relationships or family relationships or friendships. How did I need to help myself get past the hurt? But what part did I play? And stop accusing the other person, even if they cheated. That's okay. They cheated. But how much of it did I allow and why? And so I checked myself, and it was painful. I cried for almost 2 years. And I'm not a crier because I'm the confident superwoman. I got it. I got 3 kids. We doing it. Man, it seemed like it feels like I cried for a whole 2 years, but it took me about 2 years to really get myself to a point where I said, I am healed over all of that. Praise God. And that is from everything from being molested to traumatized in relationships where men have lied and cheated and stuff.
Mhm.
And so I really just dug into me. And not everybody's going to do that. And I get it. But ladies, the light weight you feel when you walk around and you ain't got that shit on your back. Oh God. And so now I can say I still have some work to do. And I didn't know I had more work to do until I met my love now. And so he is amazing. But how do I be truly submissive? And so that's where I am and working on that because I've been superwoman for so long, for 47 years. Well, I say 47 because I'm 47, but 20 some odd years. I've been a superwoman and just trying to, I always thought that I could be submissive, but learning what that means for the king that you're with. And how do you operate and function in that? That's a learning lesson, and we have to be open to it and not be so closed off to, I don't have to learn nothing. If that's what you want, go find somebody else. And that's true. You can go find somebody else.
Mhm.
But for me and him, we're working on it.
When you was out in these streets, what is one thing that you found out that was the most challenging? Because I know for me, it's like, well, we've had this conversation, and I always make a joke about it, but it's like real serious. Like I'm not that flirting person. I'm not that. I'm literal I'm literal. And I'm old school, so I need somebody to approach me, but you can't be too silly. You can't, and I know I can be silly. Y'all know I can really go in, but it's like, but do you think, okay, let me put it like this. Do you think that is a coping mechanism that we go through? And I'm going to throw this to both of y'all, that we go through because we have been so hurt, because we don't do what the other girls do. We don't flirt. We don't wear the revealing clothes. We are very modest when we go out. We carry ourselves a certain way. And sometimes even if you, now, this was the other hard one for me to get over, because I used to think, oh, nobody approached me because I'm big. Nah, that wasn't it either, because I was like, no, I done seen some sisters that's been a little bigger.
Yeah.
So that ain't it.
I think one of the hardest things I learned was, man, and that thought left my whole head. Go ahead, Leona.
Well, I'll say this. This is my perspective. I too, for the last 2 years, specifically working with these men that are in sexy singles, because they will tell you the truth. They tell you some things, and sometimes they say it in a way that you be like, "Are you talking about me?"
Right.
I'm like, really? Oh, you just gonna check me like that in public? Like, but it makes you start looking at some things. Because I've been in therapy for 2 years. There were some things that are related to my family that I never processed, which actually went into my relationships, which caused me to be out of those relationships.
Yeah.
But one of the things I started to look at is because I grew up in an environment, I grew up Church of God in Christ. Okay. So your earrings are no bigger than a quarter. Your dress is to the floor. You wear your hair back. Definitely not the Jezebel red. Wouldn't do that. And so, yes, homely does not get the attention of anybody. And I had to start looking at myself and starting to say, who do I present the world to see? Do I always have that? What's that? The what they call it, the B-girl face? This.
Rest.
Who approaches that? Nobody. And I would never forget, R and I used to work together. I would never forget, there was a young man, I was dating a guy, and he was posting me all on social media and stuff. I didn't know that there was a lot of guys at the job that kind of was interested in me. And he said, someone came up to him and said, "She fine, but how you get that hoe to smile?" And he said, like, first of all, you ain't gonna talk to her, but he didn't mean that, in the sense of a
Right.
mama. But he was meaning in the sense of, she pretty, but she not approachable. How you do that? Oh, maybe I don't think it's always about the size we are. I think it's about the
approachability.
the joy we push out. So I
Yeah.
have changed, and I can say personally, I changed my wardrobe. When I tell you I'm at work, I got that pencil skirt on. I got some cute earrings that say something that's going to get people's attention. And I could say, I was on a plane a few months ago, and this man was watching everybody asking me questions about my earrings. He's like, oh, they're cute. So he come home, he said, so any woman that wears earrings that has a saying like that, she wants attention. So let's talk. Well, hey, how you doing, sir? You know, it is about that, because normally you get on the plane, you see women with their scarves on, sweatpants. You gotta switch it up.
Hot mess.
And so that was along the lines of what I was going to say. So it came back to me. So my thing, the hardest thing I think I found out in these streets was I'm not approachable either. And y'all see me smiling the whole show. Like, I'm always smiling. My face is smiling. Even when I'm mad, that's probably psycho, but I be smiling. I smile all the time. And men don't approach me. So one of my guy friends, I was like, man, I could be sitting in the middle of a room of 1,000 men, and it's always gonna be that one dude that's in the corner, probably got 50 cents to his name. He gonna come up to me.
Yeah.
The rest of the men, they not gonna say a word.
Mhm.
And he said, you carry yourself like a wife, so they're being respectful. And I said, because I am. I just ain't married yet. But if you ask, I mean, there's not me. Wait, that's my right hand. My left hand. Ain't no ring on my finger. But he said a lot of women are out here not wearing their wedding rings. And so when someone looks at you, whatever you present, the men are just not going to be as approachable. So I started, with my smile. I'm like, if I think you're cute, I'm going to say something. And that's just me. And I'm the shy one. So hey, I like your shoes. I just did that before I met my guy. I think I was in a grocery store, and this guy was in like a whole suit. And I was like, ooh, them shoes are nice. And he said, well, thank you, lady. I said, you're welcome.
It's that I'm going to give you the spark. Let's see if you're going to set it on fire.
Yep. And so as women, being confident, that whole lifting that weight off of my back, I'll just float around like the world belongs to me. It does, however I choose to live it. And so being that happy and confident in who I am, I think has allowed me to approach more men because I am shy. I am not the one that's boisterous and showing off this leg and that arm, and
That part.
I don't do that. And so I just think once we find our confidence, we can truly live in our truth. What is your truth? What are you looking for? And are you staying aligned with that? And what about you, Deborah? What's hard for you out in the streets?
Hard for me? Everything. I am the worst. I promise you. If they just got out of jail, if they ain't got no job, and if they from a foreign country, I'm their girl. That's all I get. And then if I do meet somebody that got something, I come to find out they really married and really looking for a side chick. So I'm like, I can't win. And that's really the way I feel. I feel like I can't win because I'm just not meeting. And trust me, I am usually in places with quality guys.
Well, that's a good start because you got to be in the right pool.
Right. And then I have been told that I do carry myself like a wife, but I said, I don't know how to carry myself any other kind of way. They were like, well, when you show up, you're confident, you're not wearing you're not showing a lot of stuff, you conservative. I said, so that's a bad thing?
Right.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you, I'm old school too, but there are some parts that old school doesn't work in the new day and age. Let me tell you why. Most of the time, when you talk about the women that are old school who have marriage and all that kind of stuff, they were in high school.
Absolutely.
They were in They maybe just got out of high school, or their husband was 10 years older than them, and they caught them when they were young and they were still moldable. Would you rather be in a place where you have a choice of lots of men, where you can pick which one you want, or whether you have just a few because of who decides to see if they can use you because you look like someone who got it together? So let me see what I can use until she figures me out.
Mhm.
I had to make the decision for myself. Yep. I'm gonna put that little V-neck shirt on the next time I go to an event because I want a man. I know that they are visual.
Yeah.
I need you to start here, and then when you get up here and you start hearing that I can talk, you're gonna be like, oh, so she look good and she can talk. I'm gonna put her in a different category. I might actually try to friend her and see what else she has to offer me outside of the other stuff. There's nothing wrong with that because a lot of times we have been put in a position to prepare ourselves for a wife, but we are not a wife.
Absolutely.
So I am a single woman. I need to date. I need to get those compliments. I need to be the damsel in distress because the wife, if a man looks at you and is approaching you because he thinks you have a husband, then his intentions is, I don't have to do the work to take care of her.
Mhm.
A wife is taking care. My expectation for my husband, you're gonna take care of me. So
Yeah.
when a man is approaching me and he tells me you look like you already married, I already know where you're going with this situation. You think you don't have to put in the work. No, baby, I'm the damsel.
And that, so,
And I think for me, I
mhm.
still have that thin line, that line, because when you are in ministry, even though I do know that some of those beliefs are being eased, but when you operate in ministry, it's like, and you're a single woman, it's like that. It's like it's that extra it's that not extra bonus. It's not that extra piece that you like. Do I wear the V-neck? Am I showing too much? Am I doing too much? Or are they going, y'all know what I'm saying.
I know, but here's
Mhm.
the question. And I'm all transparency when it comes to church stuff. Look at the women that's in the pulpit, those wives. Who do they compete with on a daily basis?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number one, because again, no matter what, that man is still a man, whether he's in ministry or not. And he still wants to see something that looks good, that's enticing. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go to a church where your whole chest is all the way up and out.
I am when you are the minister. That's what I'm saying. I'm cool.
Let's take it back to Juanita Bynum. If you guys know who she is. Did you look at how she transitioned, who she was before she became a wife? If you look at her when she originally started, she definitely was a plain Jane, came in, no makeup, hair slick, whatever. As she progressed, you start seeing the makeup change. That's when she started becoming available to be somebody's wife. She changed her appearance, and that's in the church. You can even look at Shirley Caesar. You go back to where she was years ago, and as she's progressed, we are learning that the church put a lot of stipulation on us that was not any backup to what the Bible was saying.
Yeah.
Not at all. Because whether my earrings are this size and my lipstick is red, it doesn't change my conviction to Christ. Ever.
Right.
Ever.
Absolutely.
Right. And so
go ahead. You just can't. Don't let them do you like that.
No. And so I hate that, and I'm not their friends. I don't know them personally, y'all. But for Megan Good and that guy, he's a pastor, I believe.
Yeah.
Divorcing because the heat was so much from the church. She dressing too scandalous. She doing this, and I mean blatant, rude, and disrespect to this woman that's his wife, not his girlfriend, not his concubine, like some of these other pastors got. This was his whole wife, and y'all disrespected that woman, and now they divorcing because it's too hot. It's too hot in the church. It's not okay.
It's a control mechanism. And it's sad because when you go to church, you see hundreds of women single there waiting for their husband. And then you look out there and you see all these husbands that are messing with those single women.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wait, look.
That is so true.
Now, y'all, we supposed to be talking about these women. Let's get back. So, how did that happen? Because sometimes, as a wife or girlfriend or single confident woman, we get comfortable.
Mhm. Mhm.
I ain't gotta do all that for you. I ain't gotta make sure that I'm cute every time you see me. You gonna see me natural.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't know if y'all remember, but that's not what Whitley Gilbert was doing to keep Dwayne Wayne. That woman got up in the morning. She brushed her teeth. She brushed her hair. And when he got up, he said, "Oh, baby, your breath always smell good." She treated him differently because that was her husband.
Mhm.
I tell people, if I'm supposed to be a woman of God and God first, then him, I don't give God anything. I give God my best. So my husband, who I'm going to be submissive to, I'm going to give him my best. And sometimes we're not doing that. If we're looking for a husband, we got to go out there. We got to look good.
Yeah.
We have to talk nicely. We
Mhm.
can't always be so direct.
Mhm.
We are. I know I am. I know
Ooh, child.
we
Mm.
we done said
Whole mouth to tear off a whole community to tear it up. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I smile so much, but I can be cussing you out and still smiling. I just
nice.
did it to somebody
That's
today.
nasty.
Yes, and that's what I've always called it. It's my nice nasty, because people think because you have this demure, sweet, and you're smiling, they can do anything to you. And that's probably going to go back to that motivational moment. But I'm telling you, stop messing with people. If you get confident in yourself, focus on yourself, cuss yourself out in the mirror if you need to. Do that before you bring that
fun. That's the best one.
Do that. Because if you can cuss yourself out, fix yourself first before you come out here in these streets acting a whole crazy. Now, I'm going to give y'all some examples from this singles group, because I didn't know how crazy women was out here acting. So the simplest one, I remember this young lady. She had worked with us before, Leona, and she was in the group. She wanted to meet a guy. She's tall, very tall, beautiful woman. Got in my inbox asking me about some guy. I don't know the people, but the people always seem to know me. So I was like, I don't know him. I don't know. I said, the only thing I can remember is that he was in my inbox asking me about the Dallas Cowboys, because everybody knows I'm a huge fan. He lived in Dallas. That's where she was. There. Anyway, so she was like, I think I'm interested in him. But if he's been talking to you, I don't want to talk to him. He said, hello. How long have you liked the Dallas Cowboys?
Right. Like,
we have not touched, we have not kissed, we have not even met in person. Sister, you will always be left behind if you waiting on a man that ain't been with nobody or ain't been with somebody in your neighborhood. These men are out here. If you floating in the same circles with the same men, the same women, they done been with some of them, even if it was just for play. So just understand that, is he the man for you? Does he check off your boxes, whatever those boxes might be? Not a million of them, but them first few.
Those core things you need.
Yes, core. I don't know how many core is for Leona, but I'm telling you, it should not be a million. But if he checks those boxes off for you, what's wrong with giving him a chance? Giving yourself a chance.
And then, okay, so Mr. Tate said, how tall?
She's 5'10", 5'11". She's tall.
Well, she's tall.
That's a whole foot taller than me, y'all. That's the man.
And that's the question you got out of that, man.
Out of all of that, that's all he got.
I was like, how tall? Okay. But so what I'm saying to that, ladies, is if we focus on self, we can't be worried about these other sisters out here. Yes, I'm saying don't date your friend's man or none of that. But
okay, you know what? That's what we should have started. Because see, somebody we done got. Okay, so this is another part of how you show up. Y'all, there are still some girl rules. We still should have some girlfriend rules.
Yes. So, girl code.
Dated your best friend. Number one, they kind of sort of are off limits, But this is the way I look at this, because this kind of happened. But if they both done went their own separate ways and years have gone by, then that you're not breaking the rules. Now, if they just broke up, that means you was already looking at him before they broke up. So that's not cool. But it's like, that's one of those things. And then if you know somebody, it's just so much that goes with that. We got to stop being petty and childish in this situation too.
Yeah.
I've heard of another situation where one girl knew that the other girl was dating this other boy. They liked it. It was just a mess. But why didn't you just tell the girl, hey, I know all of them and this is what's going on? Why we can't say nothing? This is how people getting hurt.
Yeah, so, and this is a personal story to me. So I hope she watching, because I'm gonna tell it. So best friend, been best friend back since we all worked together. Leon. Gentleman she had introduced me to, because she's always out in the town where I live. She's always out in the streets. And that's okay, because I'm not talking about hoish. I'm talking about just out partying, hanging. Introduced me to this gentleman. We had known this guy for like 5 years. Ain't never been said that you went out with this man. This man asked me out for my birthday. And I said, hell yeah. Yep. And I just happened to call my friend because she's my friend. Hey, girl, he asked me out. What you mean? He asked me out. I'm going out for my birthday. I get to go. Number one, I'm excited because it was my birthday. Number two, he's highfalutin in the city and everybody know him. And I'm excited about that. And then he's a good guy. I put that last. But so I tell her, so she says, we were going to get back together. I said, who?
When were you together?
She said, when I first introduced you, I told you we went out. I said, what does out mean? And tell me again, because I want to make sure I got my dates right. When was that? And she said, well, it's been about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, and on that note, we're going to the first question in the queue. Because see, that right there is crazy to me.
It had been 5 or 6 years. Now, let me tell you what happened. So she said they had been out. They were talking about getting back together. So I immediately called him, nigga, we best friends. So why would you do this? And he was like, wait, what are you talking about? He said she was at a party with me and my friends because she was sitting by herself. And I told her to come sit with us so she wasn't by herself. We ain't never touched. We ain't never kissed. I did pay for her drinks because she was by herself. So I don't know what you talking about.
Oh, shut it down.
And I said,
right.
So I called her back. She's still talking about that's her man, and I always try to get with her men. And I said, honey, we don't even like the same men. Your men look like Gita monsters, gargoyles. I don't date that. This one don't look like that. So I would have never thought you was going out with him. So,
you're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
I understand that we're not friends. Well, you should never date anybody I introduce you to, because you just don't never know if we've been out. I said, but you introduced me to every man in this city. So I'm to assume that your best friend that's a good ass woman ain't supposed to have a man.
Or I need to assume that you done been with every man in this city, nasty. No.
I said that too.
All right. Yeah. Amen.
So girl code matters, but we got to be serious and clear. If you really haven't dated that man and it's been years and you don't have no feelings, especially if you done moved on and married or something, let that go.
Absolutely.
Your friend needs to be happy too.
Nisha, I'm gonna answer your. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say, Nisha, I'm gonna answer your question. Do I talk to my friend about it?
Hold on. Let me pop it up. Because Nisha came in late. Okay, so do you talk to your friend about it first, start dating him, and keep it moving?
Now, see, normally I wouldn't have said nothing, but I was so excited, and this is my best friend of more than 10 years. So I just thought I was sharing with a friend. I normally wouldn't say nothing. I would just date because
You
I
don't know.
understand girl code. I'm not gonna date your man that you with and you in love with, or that you just broke up with and it's too close. But if you ain't never done nothing with it, I'm dating it.
Absolutely.
I'm
Well,
gonna
not no more, but I would.
I'm if I don't know, I'm probably not gonna tell you until it's something serious with that person in the first place.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I'm going to say as a friend, if you feel like you and your friends may like similar men,
Mm.
you need to tell on your sneaky links. That's what the young people call them, right? You need to talk and say, hey, these are these dudes that I have been dating and having intimacy with. Because what's happening is we all live in the same city. We go to the same bars. We go to the same church. We go to the same whatever. If you don't
Yep.
talk, it's not my fault that I've developed a relationship. Even if he's still sleeping with you
Mhm.
and dating me, that's you that made the decision to be okay with that, not me. So now,
And if you're not saying nothing, how am I supposed to
how
know?
am I supposed to
Absolutely.
know?
Or
And
when you try to say something and you know and did no, I had this situation.
Mm.
This person knew that I was in the picture. And
Mm.
I asked because I had been hearing things. So I asked the person, hey, are y'all messing around or do you want to do whatever? Bam, bam, bam. They was like, I don't want him. I don't want that. Child, come to find out you was okay to be in this and you just to get whatever you want to get. That part right
Girl.
there is crazy, and you call yourself my friend. And
and,
anyway,
and there are
the
people that
girl
do
say, hey girl, hey Leona Kendrick.
that. That's my girl right there.
Hey, Nisha.
And Curtis said, it's not no rules when they meet somebody that makes you break your rule.
I hear what you're saying, Curtis.
Mhm.
I think there's a difference of levels of friendship. I have a best friend that I've had since the 8th grade. There's no man that will make me break those rules. There's not one.
Mhm.
Now, granted, we don't like the same type, but even if we did, because I have some other friends that are not as close as she is, but that we do kind of like the same type of men, whether the physical first, we have the same concept. But even still, I have probably 6 people that will never, ever, ever worry about me taking a man. So,
Nisha
and I
said,
can say
Curtis
never.
out here trying to get folks in trouble and caught
I
up.
was trying to hold it in.
Right. And yes, Curtis, I can say never because the integrity is mine. The choice is mine. And I'm woman enough to say that there are some things that I will not do.
Yeah. And I think too that comes with once you really heal. So I wasn't that woman to begin with. But now that I've truly healed and I'm living in
this, okay, so let me deal with this. The heart wants what it wants, but your mind and your head has to be able to control your heart. Because if you continue to lead by your heart, you're going to always be hurt. And that's where we fall into this problem. And true enough, I just feel like guys do it a little more than girls because they ain't got, and I know this is a whole different show, a whole different another show that we need to do. But it's like you can't, just because I want you doesn't mean that I have to be with you. At some point, I have to draw that line because what's more important? Going after something that's gonna hurt somebody that's been there for me forever, forever, and ever and ever, or taking a chance on something that I don't know if it's gonna work out anyway. So it's like, are you willing to take that chance?
And lose a friendship over a possibility. No, I go for the guarantees in life. I know better.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to know the difference.
Yeah.
And then cause we are more honest in that aspect, I don't think so. I think we're still setting ourselves up for failure if we just leap out with that, because that's just like a one dude trying to date all 3 of us to see which one gonna work out. To me, that's crazy.
No, because logic, when you're in your 20s, maybe in your early 30s, but when you're over 40, we too old to be playing those games. It is or it ain't. I know better. My heart, yes, do I know what gets me. I know the things that a man can do that make me go, girl. Mm.
Right.
But I also know those repeated behaviors that have put me in positions of tears. So you can't do that to me no more. So even as fine as you can be, if there are some things that I'm gonna say, there's too much of that possibility, and I ain't losing that best friend since 19 something. Sorry, boo, you're not worth it. So that's what I say.
I disagree. All men are it. What?
Are it honest?
Maybe dishonest.
Didi, I need some clarification on that one. I don't understand. And
Ooh,
then supposed to be too old. Supposed to be too old for what? Oh y'all, we got.
Oh, she said are not honest.
This must be the topic because we got fire tonight. Let's be real. Curtis talking about heart, and when you're moving like that, it ain't the heart beat. The heartbeats folks are listening to.
You got that right.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the rhythm.
Okay, she said are not honest. I disagree. All men are not honest.
Okay.
True.
No, yeah, that's true. We totally agree with you on that one. All men are not honest.
So this is the show about women. So I want to say all women are not honest.
You got that right.
Which is how we end up in these funny ass friendships, like the one I had that I thought she was my friend. Come to find out you're not. So
again, they're not honest with themselves because let's look. We can go back to the last week's show. They really want to be in a poly relationship, but they don't know what to call it. And then they operating in shame, wanting to be in that relationship because they are okay with sharing. They're okay with sharing, but they don't want to admit that they're okay with sharing. Because some people that's the difference. Work for them.
That's the difference. Men lie to women or others. Women lie to themselves.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And why would you lie to your own self? You can't fix it. You can't make it better. You can't make them change. They are who they are. When that man walk out the door, he already say, I know who she is. She is never going to be my wife. So this is how we're going to play this game to get what we want to be done. But dude, you are not going to marry her. We be in the mirror talking about, girl, put this makeup on because he like that. That smell good. Ooh, he going to be all over me tonight. And I'm going to keep him because this is what I'm going to do. No, ma'am.
No. And one of the things that while I was in the streets, I did for myself was everybody I dated or was in a relationship with, I told them, you have to be totally naked with me. And if the first thought on your mind is your naked ass body, we're done. So don't try to do whatever you feel like you're supposed to be doing, and I'm gonna decide if that's what I like. And most times I didn't like it. I just didn't. So I kept going.
Curtis said most people do not reach full maturity. That's true, men and women.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got to know what works for you. And then Didi was like, so what age do they reach full maturity?
So I think that's subjective.
And I think it's subjective. And then Nisha said 83, 100. I'm not going to say 83.
We gotta be old.
but see, that's all about, are you digging into self so you can mature? Because that maturity comes with that healing, that self-assessment, that accountability that we out here in these streets talking about. If people would just man up or be accountable, we'd all be better people. We would, but most people ain't gonna be accountable to the shit that they saying. It's like this woman I just told y'all about, still out in the streets telling people I tried to take her man.
And it's like, how many years ago? How many years and how many
been 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, how many years and how many months ago? And Curtis tried to defend himself. He said, I said that men are more honest in that aspect, not that all men are honest. Okay.
Gotcha, Curtis. All right, you right. We hear you. Fist bump. We got you. Okay, cool.
Yes,
Nisha said, preach. Accountability starts with you. Absolutely.
It does. You can't be mad at that man who did not choose you because you chose to be the nightcap. That's that. You can't be mad at that. You can't be mad. And then he said, she said I could come over and see you. I'm gonna come over at 10. But then you want to
Absolutely.
see him at 3:00. Did you ever ask for 3:00? Because I'm gonna say I ain't gonna see you at 10 if I ain't see you at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the daylight.
In the
Yeah.
daylight.
And one of those things we always asking ourselves, how could he leave me and get married to her so quickly? I always wanted to be married. Well, what are you telling the man when he with you?
Mm.
Did you say that, or did you just allow him to bump booties with you, hoping he would pick you? Sisters, I'm telling you, you better start speaking up, because what do you have to lose? What do you have
That's
to
one of
lose?
those misconceptions of what submissive means. Submissive does not mean I'm gonna let you run all over me, do what you want to do, and I just sit there, be quiet, and hope for the best. That's not what it's about.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. I'm telling you.
And there are a lot of women, unfortunately, who think that is the first step in being the submissive woman, is in that relationship. I don't give him any expectations of what I'm looking to accomplish by us dating. People say, why do you ask a man in the beginning? If you first date, I'm not going to ask you too many questions, because I just want to see, does your breath stink? I mean, I'm for real, because I don't even get to know you. If I get to the coffee date and before we even sip the coffee, your breath stinks, nah, bruh, we not doing this. But
or you acting like an octopus. Like, why you touching me? I don't know you. Stop.
And if there's guys watching besides Curtis, we don't like the octopus. We don't like that dude.
RL, I have to tell, I have been on a date with somebody from our place. First date, we go bowling. And I like to bowl. I'm competitive. Like, I'm talking about, you don't.
So you was focused on bowling.
I was, because I'm about to beat the pants off you. Like, I ain't holding nothing. And I said, you know what? This day got to go. I'm gone. I couldn't even finish the day. It was literally like, what? And let me tell you the crazy thing. The next day, get to work. I'm walking down the hall. I was like, hey, thank you for bowling. He pushes me. Shh. His other chick was right there in the hallway.
See, I'm telling you, it's crazy out here in these streets.
Glad this octopus, glad I don't like them. Chop, chop, chop all 8 of them arms. Bye. You know what? This man love us. I wish this man leave us alone. That guy that keep coming up here, he got to go.
I got it.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to read. Okay.
Sorry for the typos, ladies. These big hand signs.
Now, see,
okay. Now you doing what I cannot stand.
What irritates?
Don't be telling me sizes.
Right.
See, my theory on that is, and anybody that's watching, if you got to talk about it, that means you ain't being about it.
Hey,
you got to talk about it. You don't even know how the boat that they say is not the size of the boat, but the motion in the ocean. You ain't got no motion. You ain't got no length. I'm sorry. Let me stop, because I'm supposed to be the good one.
Facts.
You are not the good one. But guys, I don't know why y'all, and I don't want to talk about it too much, because this is supposed to be for the ladies.
I should have been talking louder. You're right, Nisha. I should have been like, oh yes, to the bowling, and I'm sorry I didn't kiss you and left. I should have said that, but I was
right.
Stuff. But yes.
But you know what? Even though we're talking about for the ladies, some of this stuff that we're saying will help them in not jumping so quickly to the guy that brags, or to the guy that brags, or being misled by somebody telling, oh, I just got off of work, so can I come over at 10? So when is your off day?
No, here's my thing. Sure, we can leave. We can go out at 10. Where are we going?
Absolutely. You can't come to my house.
There are places that are open at 10. I know a great place that's open till 2 a.m. It's bright out there. They have some music that plays. Sure, let's do it.
And so
you got to make those moments. Now, you might want them to come over to your house. That's okay. That's fine. That's you. But don't think that anything else is really coming out of that if you just doing that.
And so the expectations. So let's talk about expectations, ladies.
Oh yeah.
So
I talk it like
we were trying to ignore that, Deborah.
No. If you put it in the comments And you laugh. I don't deal with it. And
But
again,
so
Wait, hold on. One break. Curtis, we're going to say this with all honesty. When men talk like that, you automatically get to the creep zone. We don't like it. We assume that your only intention is about getting with us. And if that's how you present it, we automatically are going to be like, never. It's not attractive. It's actually really belittling. And we don't need that. So try not to do those. Okay, back to the regular scheduled program.
So what I was gonna say was the expectations of dating. You want to make sure you're asking questions, and I know people think I'm crazy because I got like a list of like 120 questions, but you gotta get your thoughts out before you get there. Because like Deborah, she gets a little nervous in the moment. So having that stuff set up for yourself so that you can date and be free about what your expectations are. If you don't want him coming to your house at 10 o'clock, your question should be, our dates are during the day. What things do you like to do during the day? And you're setting expectations without really going down a checklist. Make it comfortable for you so that you are able to date any man at any time, whether it's on Facebook in the Messenger, or Instagram, wherever you find him at. Barbershop, I don't know, wherever you find them at, so that you have your questions. Those questions are really important because they get to the nitty gritty. I ask stuff like, what was your favorite toy when you were a kid? Because now I want to see, what were you doing? How were you playing? And it gives me some kind of idea of who you are as a person without you really knowing what I'm asking you.
Or if cartoons, those are great questions. I ask cartoons your favorite cereal. Those little questions you kind of get to know a person in a different light. But I definitely agree with the questions and stuff like that. One of the things is also, ladies, how we date online. I don't know about y'all. I'm on very many sites and all that good stuff. What does your profile say? My profile says, I am looking to date consistently. That means going out on dates. So when a man approaches me and say, "Oh, can I hang out? Can I come over?" I say, "I'm dating." And that means I go out. Well, I like to sit at home and watch movies. I said, that is a part of a relationship benefit from me. That is not a dating benefit. So if you want to date, fine. Last guy I talked to, he had said, well, I just wasn't ready to go out every week or every other week. I said, and that's fine, but I'm looking to date. That's it. End of the conversation. There's nothing else to go back to with you.
Yeah. And so, ladies, in the beginning, that's the time to get all that stuff out because there's no connection. Don't be so excited about the relationship that you're not in yet before you get the stuff out that you need to get out. Because once you get in the relationship, if you haven't taken care of those things, as women, we tend to become timid and, I don't want to say nothing. I should have said, but I didn't say. And now we're in this relationship that doesn't look the way we would like it to look, but we like him. We've put in some time, whether it's a month or 10 years, whatever. And we don't want to let go, but it's not serving you. It's not supporting you. It's not of your best interest. So get it out in the first few months, the early stages, whatever you consider early stages. To me, that's the first 1 to 3 months. Let's get it out. Let's get it all out and be okay with it or not. And then you haven't really lost much.
Yeah, time or money, because it costs to date. It costs to change your schedule, to put someone in it. It costs to talk that extra few minutes on the phone at night. It costs you something. It costs your emotions. And would you rather tell them up front that I expect a man to plan a date sometime than to be upset 6 months from now because you still are planning for dates and then, he's complaining when you do plan the date? You didn't set that up for him to have the expectation that, hey, buddy, this is going to be a partnership when we go out. I expect you to be just as creative or just as thoughtful as I am. You have to say that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with some of us just don't know how to date. Some of us just don't know how to ask the questions. Some of us just don't know how to do what you just said in their 40s and 50s because maybe they just never did it. Because if you concentrated heavily on your business, growing yourself, trying to figure out who the ham sandwich you were, there were some things you lost in translation of moving along and developing as a person in those areas. Curtis said women should have upfront rules, however, men should have them as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You are so right. And I can agree with you that men are upfront about their requirements, their desires. They say that off the rip. They will say it when they tell you, I walk like this because I can back it up, because he let you know that I'm planning on backing it up into, or you back it up into me. I hope he ain't backing it up into nobody. This is not the prison ministry. So, but I just said that they do tell us what they want, and this is what we do. I can do it. I can do that.
Okay, key thing, girl. That is right there. Ladies, if a man tells you what his expectations are, then guess what? That is what his expectations are. 9 times out of 10, that ain't changing. If a dude tell you up front, I can't be that to you, but we can do this, guess what? That's what they want. They can be that to you, but they can't do nothing. They're not taking it nowhere else.
Yep. So make sure if they can give you their expectations, have no problem with providing your own as well. And that's some of the things that I have learned through some of my therapy. You have to be able to speak up for yourself. Ain't nobody else gonna do it but you. Because when you walk in that door, you see that man and he tell you, hey, don't open that door. And you be thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. He told you right there, don't open that door. You don't do it. But then at the same time, when you get there, you sit down, and he just sat down, did you say, you forgot to move my chair? Did you do that? Because just like he made sure he let you know that he was going to be a man and open the door, you can remind him that you're a lady and you can push my chair up. We don't have to be the super independent, because I'll tell you now, I am not independent. I'm self-sufficient.
Absolutely.
And when I get with a man, I want you to be all the man, and I'm gonna be all the lady. I want to be dainty, and So that's the difference.
I honestly am not that quick to go to a woman's house. You have to vet people first. You do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But sometimes it's not like that. And I mean, we just have to be honest. Just
be crazy.
Everybody can be good and crazy. Both parties can be good and crazy.
I think women
all day long.
Women are more crazy.
Can be good and crazy. You be like,
these women are more crazy than some of these men. Because I hear some of the stuff these women be doing, and I'm like, now you know better. Now you absolutely, he should press charges. I have told someone that if it was me and I was a man, I would have pressed charges on you.
Absolutely.
But sometimes these men, they let some women get away.
Some men like crazy. I don't understand how they like crazy.
I had a guy tell me that
y'all, we have been on this show, has gone on. Y'all, audience, I love y'all. Y'all are killing it tonight. Y'all have definitely been here for us. Y'all have given us so much to grow on. But tonight, y'all, it is all about how you show up. And we did not even scratch the surface of where we were supposed to go. So looks like next week, y'all got to come back for part 2. They do love crazy. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. They do love crazy. And I said, and I had a dude tell me, he said, you're not with nobody because you're not crazy enough and you're not be enough. And I was like, but okay. But that's a different show, different time. And we're gonna have I think we should do a part 2 next week because we have been on here way longer. Okay, y'all. I have to feel a woman out before she comes to my place. It's my safe space, and I am particular about the vibes coming into my safe place.
You sure should.
And that's absolutely. But okay, so the opposite of that is with me. Because I know my space is so safe, usually if somebody's not right, they can't stay in my space. Because when they get there, they be like, what's this?
They feel the good energy, like,
yeah, they ain't ready for that. So sometimes, and then so then we're gonna shut this down. Because then I had when I had my dog would meet him at the door talk about And if they did, that means you ain't up here. Because baby, she would shut that thing down. But I will. This Negro right here, I will hit it in the park. That means you nasty. But anyway, and on that note, ladies, it has been awesome. We have definitely talked to the ladies how to show up. Yes, we did go a little off in some of the tangents, but y'all, we're going to do a part 2. So next week, be ready for part 2 of how you show up. Tell your friends, tell your pals.
How do you take care of yourself? How do you please yourself in more than one way? That's what we want to talk about. Pleasure.
Self-care is more than going to get a massage. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great evening. We love you to life, and ain't nothing you can do about it. And most of all, go on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Peace.